Good morning, this is Ian Summerall, Country Sports TV. I've just had a phone call from a customer of mine, a very keen pigeon shooter. He says, did you know that the government have revoked the general licence for shooting pigeons as from Thursday? So, this morning I've done some digging around. I'll put a link to the government website where the news was released. We found all sorts of things out overnight. It turns out that Chris Packham, oh yeah, our best friend, yes, Mr. Chris Packham, has put a court case in that said that the general licence was made illegally. Therefore, the government have had to revoke doing it. Don't understand why. I haven't really got to the bottom of that yet. The thing is, what happened was when the EU brought in the bird directive, which protected all birds, for us to be able to shoot pigeons and crows and magpies, they brought in the general licence. So they brought in the licence to allow us to do it. Now this goes back to the EU law and British law, and even involves Brexit, believe it or not. In Britain, a farmer, landowners, have the right to control pests. It's a common law right. In the old days, when you had a tenant farmer and a lord of the manor, the lord of the manor tried to stop the tenant farmers from shooting not only his pheasants and his deer, which were classed as game, but also pigeons and crows that were taking his crops. So there was a common law right that a tenant farmer could have two nominated people for pest control on the ground. So it was normally the farmer, tenant farmer and his son, or two of his workers. And they would be allowed to do pest control. Control the rabbits and also control the pigeons and crows. Now that's a common law right. Now, when the EU came in, the EU law is Napoleonic law, which means you haven't got any rights, only what we allow you to have. So now the general licence is basically Napoleonic law. They're allowing us to shoot pigeons, which is already our common law right. So the bird directive was brought in, and the government, to get over the common law, they brought in the general licence. So now you're allowed to shoot pigeons. Not that it's your right to. You're allowed to now. The same as free speech. We have free speech in this country. The European Union has freedom of expression. Totally different. We have the right to free speech under common law. Freedom of expression is allowed to you. They give you the freedom of expression and they decide what the freedom of expression is. So this is the same old argument. This is Brexit all over again. We are being controlled by the EU. So Chris Packham has gone to court. Court case said that the general licence was illegal. We'll get into that. I'm working on that one. I'm not exactly sure how. Now, the government on the website says that as from Thursday, the general licence will not apply. It's been revoked. So if you're a pigeon shooter and you've got crows eating your crops, and you want to do some decoying, what do? According to the website, according to as far as I can find out, you have to apply individually. Each pigeon shooter and crow shooter has to apply for a general licence. Now, will the general licence just mean that you can shoot pigeons wherever you go, or is it on Pacific ground? I don't know. This is all to be sorted out. I don't understand why Basque are screaming and shouting about lack of consultation. They don't seem to have known this was happening. Find it odd. The PR man for Basque is an occasional writer for Mark Avery's website. They have a close relationship. Chris Packham, who brought the court case, is involved with the RSPB. Some members of BASC are involved with the RSPB. I find it odd that they didn't know. Anyway, they say they didn't know. Well, I can't prove it one way or the other. I just find it odd. So, what can you do? You have to apply for yourself for a license. If they'll bring in a general license or later, we don't know. I would personally, first of all, write to your MP, scream and shout. We want to be able to control pests and work for farmers. You know, why not? We've done it for years and years and years. They're not in danger. Let's sort this out. Let's get our shooting back. It's another nail in our coffin. Let's not let it happen. Right. Ian Summerall, Country Sports TV, saying, please write to your MP and ask why this is being brought in, why is it being allowed to happen, and can your MP help sort it out so you can shoot pigeons legally. Thank you very much for listening.